Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer, and I'm playing Campaigns of King David. We're still in the first turn, pretty much at the very beginning. All we've seen until now is the first action phase. And, well, basically, Judah has brought its forces into position for a heavy strike against the Philistines, the Philistines, and we've also seen some first battles here between Aramea and Tyre. So, yeah, we start now our second action phase here, and the Judah player is going to play an event here, and that's the Egyptian raid. I'm sorry for the color on the finger, I'm just painting some minis here. So it's the Egyptian raid, and we simply roll a d10. That's 3, that's not too impressive, and we place that many units then in Egypt. These units will be controlled by the Judah player, and they stay on the board for 3 action phases. My basic intention is simply to grab a few of these spaces here of the Philistines, so that they will gain a little less food, which will reduce their capability of building new units a little bit. It won't be that important, but it's a little bit. So I'm going to place these units now. Okay, so here we go. We have a militia, 1 chariot, and an infantry unit here. And just that I remember who's controlling these units and how long they will stay on the board, I will now place I will place 2 markers underneath. So now during the first action phase, I kind of removed already the first marker. Now for 2 more rounds, these units will stay on the board, and yeah. Okay, so, and they did their first action. They simply moved here. In theory, this guy could have moved an additional space, the chariot, but for now I think that's not necessary. Okay, and then Judah is gonna do its movement action, and with Joab they're gonna attack Gaza, and David himself, he's gonna attack this region here that includes Ashdod and what is that? Ashkelon. Okay. So let's do this battle here in Gaza first. You can see lots of infantry here, and on the other side 4 infantry and a chariot. So first we do the battle between the units, and if then, when all units of the defender would be gone and still attacker units would be left, then the attacker could lay a siege on the city. So let's roll first for the attacker. We have here 6 infantry, so that means we're allowed to roll 6 8-siders. There we go. Ah, okay. And by the way, I wonder if I can choose... what is the effect of weaponry? Does that help me a little bit? Player adds 1 to each die roll for the combat. Yeah, okay, I think the Philistines will play the effect of weaponry here. Although they also could play it, I think they will play it in the other area. Okay, so we'll see. We have now here 10, that was a good roll, 18, 19, that's 24, that's 31, and then we add all this here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, so we are at 39 and 6 more, so that's 46. That's extremely impressive. So let's mark this. Okay, there we go. And now the defender. So he's allowed to roll 3 8-siders and a 10-sider because this is a desert area, which makes the chariots more powerful. Well, that wasn't that great. Wow. So that's 11, 16. That's 20, 25. Okay. So that means that 25 hits, we can distribute them here. We got 8, 16, 24, and 1 hit is marked here. And now the 46 hits on the other units, that's even more painful. So it's pretty sure that each unit has to take a hit. So that's 10 and 3 times 8. So that brings it to 34. And then we need 13 additional hits. So that means we have to destroy, well, let me see, 13 additional hits. Yeah, we have to destroy this guy here, because that's the most possible we can take. 10 hits, and then 3 hits remain. So, and what can we do now? Do we want to fight? I think we won't, because we simply got to try to slow these guys down a little bit, even though it's going to be very hard. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but I think it still makes sense to do so. I'm not sure. I could also move back here. Maybe that makes more sense. Maybe I should retreat here. So I think I'm going to move here. I'm going to retreat. And I'm going to allow these guys now to attack Gaza, which kind of sucks, but yeah, I don't know what else to do. It's a tough decision here to fight on. I think that doesn't make too much sense. So what happens is now we've already seen a siege. Every unit can roll a 6-sider now. And the city is allowed to roll a 10-sider for each fortification. I think I'm going to do it this way. Okay, that was pretty good. Yeah, I think it was okay. So that's an 11, 15, yeah, that's 21. That's enough to destroy the fortifications. Remember, 10 hit points for each fortification. So we only needed 20 and we have 21, so that's enough. And then we roll 2 10-siders for the defender. That's not too bad. That is an 11. Well, that means at least they take another stab loss here. Okay. And now Judah controls the city and the area of Gaza. Okay, now we see this massive army of David attacking these 4 chariots. And this time I'm going to play this effective weaponry, which allows the chariots to add 1 to their combat strength. So we start again with the attacker. Now remember, each of these phalanx can roll a 10-sider, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 10-siders and an 8-sider. That's extremely impressive. So 3, 5, 6, and an 8-sider. Okay, let's say that's a 4. So that's a 9, 15, 18, 21, 26, 34, and 6, that's 40 then, 49, and 6 is 55. My goodness. That's a tough one. But okay, I mean, this was pretty much what we could have expected here. 55. And the defender can roll 4 10-siders. That's not bad, basically. Oh, shit. That was good. That's 19. So that's 27. That's not so bad. 30, 35, 37. And then we can actually add 4 more. So that's 41. And that is actually pretty good. So what happens is, these suckers all take 1, not all of them, but 4 of them take a stab loss. And, well, we got to keep 1 hit here. And of the other guys, 55, 4 of them also take a stab loss here. And then 1 of them is completely destroyed. And then we take 5 more hits. But still, I mean, we didn't do that bad in this turn. Oh, wait a minute. Adds 1 to each die roll. Yeah, but that's fine. Okay, so I think I don't want to retreat here. As long as I have the bonus for the effective weaponry, I think I want to go on. Yeah, try to fight a little more. And maybe I can weaken the forces here a little more. So that means Judah has an attack again. So we see again 6 10-siders and an 8-sider. Well, okay. That's a 10. Not that great this time. 20. 26. 33. 42. and 8 brings it to 50. Well, still pretty good. Okay. And that's definitely going to be enough to destroy my whole force, by the way. So 50, but I can still fight back. And of course I'm going to do that. Maybe I'm lucky. And yeah, that was a pretty good roll, actually. So we see 13 and 22. No, that's not true. 21. 13, 21, and we can add 3, so that's 24, plus 5, 29, plus 1 hit, and here we were kind of lucky. So now these suckers also take a hit each. That's not bad. Okay, they're now all destroyed, but we managed to do some significant damage here to the army of David. Okay, so now they're going to try to capture Ashkelon. And by the way, I forgot to pay 2 resources for each attack. 1 resource here for David. And, damn it, I'm not even sure. Yeah, and another one for the siege of Gaza. Did I do the siege? I think I did. Or did I simply place the control marker there? I think I did the siege. So, and now I gotta pay another one for my first siege here. And I can do a second siege of a second city in the same region also during this round. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pay the second one right away. Okay, then I'm going to play an event, Judah, the siege works, that reduces the fortification level of a city, but Moab, they're actually playing, wait a second here, yeah, they're playing the defensive stalwart here to raise the siege level again, because, well, Judah is the big threat to anyone. They are the most powerful guys, so they kind of work together here and don't want to let them grow too strong. Okay, now the city here is attacked, and Judah is allowed to roll 7 six-siders. That's quite a bit. That wasn't too good, actually. That was pretty bad, but it might have been enough. No, it isn't. Now that's really funny. Wow. Okay, that's just a 10. That's a 15. That's an 18. So that wasn't enough to destroy both city fortifications. So the city is down to 1, but they still got 2 hit points left. So now the city can roll 2 dice. And that was okay, not great, but okay. This is an 11. Sadly, it's not a 12, but anyway. So the 11 destroys 1 unit. The units only have, during the attack, during a siege, only 6 hit points. So it destroys 1 unit. And then 5 hits are left. And now, in the next turn, the Judah player can use 6 dice to finish the attack, and, well, obviously they will do this. They only need 2 die rolls, so we don't have to roll here. But let's see what the city can do with a single die roll here. That's only a 2. Sadly, that's not enough to do a significant amount of damage, but still it will be enough to destroy another unit. So it's interesting to see how this massive force of David now already has been reduced quite a bit here. And now they're going to do the second siege here on Ashdod. And they have here 5 dice now remaining. Again, not the best roll. So that is a 9 and an 8. That brings it to 17. So there are, here we go. So the city can roll 2 10-siders in the first combat round. Wow, that was good. That's a 16. That really sucks for Judah. That's a 16. That means they have to remove 2 units, and there are 6 hits left. So it's very likely that they will actually lose another unit. And that means that basically all their army is gone, which is really painful for them. I didn't expect it to... That was a very, very painful battle for Judah. Anyway, of course they're going to try to finish the others now off with 3 units. All they need, well, they're going to definitely win this. They only need 3 points. But if the others now... Wait a second. What did I roll? A 16. Yeah, so I'm at... Wait a minute. I'm at 4 points. So I need a 2 to destroy another unit here. With an 8, I could actually destroy even 2 units. And that's a 5, which is fine. So another unit of Judah is gone here. And that means now Judah managed to conquer these 2 cities, which is pretty cool and pretty powerful, but they're, and these are all already wounded. Their really good army is in a very bad shape now, and there is even a chance now that these Philistine units might be able to reconquer this space here, but that's not gonna be easy. And by the way, I also spread out with these forces here to grab some more of this neutral land, which will also give me then resources in the following game. Okay, so who's next now? Well, it's the Philistines. Okay, that's interesting. What are they going to do? Well, they could now attack here, and I think they actually will. Yeah, they are going to attack here, and then they're going to take these troops, and this is a port. You can see that here, because there is this anchor symbol, and they can take now naval movement, and if you control 2 ports, this is simply a single action, so you can move from here to here. Now all their troops are here, and yeah. But you got to control both ports to do this. Okay. So we lose a resource because we do an attack here. And I'm not sure if I want to try an attack with these guys against that space. I don't see how this makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Well, I could try to move here to Beersheba. Maybe force Judah to pull back a little bit, right? So I think I might actually move here. I could have done that before. I could have retreated here. But okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move here. And, well, let's see if they react to that or not. Okay, let's see what happens. 2 6-siders and an 8-sider for the attacker. That was good. So that's a 15, right? Yep, that's a 15 plus 5 to, so that's a 22. That's enough to destroy these 2 units, but they can fight back. So with 2 10-siders, that's a 10 and 2, so that's a 14. So that means these guys are hit, and that one, that's exactly 14 then. And now it's interesting because now actually David is alone on the battlefield, and we have now a chance to kill him. So we roll a 6-sider. On a 6, David dies. On a 5, he's captured. And the other player, the Judah, has to pay ransom for him. On a 1 to 4, he can escape. Now let's see. Okay, nothing happened here. So David can escape, and he goes to the next, to the closest friendly stack. So this is this one here. And now we have to reconquer these 2 cities here. So let's start with Ashkelon. I'm not sure if I really want to do that, though. I mean, because I can be pretty sure that in the next turn we will see an attack. On the other hand, well, if we don't do it, I don't know. It's hard to decide. I think I want to try it. So I'm going to roll 3 6-siders here against Ashkelon. That sucked. So that is just a 7. And Ashkelon rolls a 10-sider. That's a 10, so we lose a unit here. Yeah, we lose this, the infantry here. And wait a second, we need to pay 1 more resource for the siege. I think I'm going to continue the siege, at least against this single city, because we only need a 3 now to capture that city. And we just made that. But the city can roll again. Wow, that sucked. That's a 9. So we lose another step here. That was very painful. So that means now that the city here, Ashdod, is still under Judah control, but it doesn't give any resources or something. It's just that the city is not captured yet, but the other city here, Ashkelon, is now controlled again by the Philistines. Okay, so Tyre is up here. What are they going to do? Well, they could attack... No, it's not Tyre, it's Aramea. They could attack Tyre here, but I think that's not the best idea. There are strong forces here, and by the way, you're not allowed to look through the stack. But I know that there are 4 units, so and they're all at full level. And this city has a 3 defense value. So I don't know if I want to risk that, especially because this will leave this city here, Ejon, pretty open to threats by these 2 armies. So therefore my decision is I'm moving against these 2 forces here, and I think I have a pretty good chance, or it's going to be an easy battle. So yeah, let's see, we can use 6 8-siders here. For the attack. Well, that wasn't too great. That's 10. But it's just... Is it? No, it's not enough. It's not enough to beat the other guys. That's just 18. That sucked. And they can take 20. So, let's mark it. Okay, so 18 hits. The other guys can roll... Oh no, that's not true. I forgot to add the numbers. So that's definitely more than 20 then, of course. And then the other guys, they can still attack with 2 10-siders. That's a 10. Plus 4 is a 14. So let's see. That's 8. And I don't have to take the other hit because there are only 6 remaining, which is not enough to destroy one of my chariots. So overall, I think that was a pretty successful battle here. This army of Tyre is destroyed. I'm not sure if it's good enough to really come into a big advantage in this area here. But we still have time, and I think on the long run we definitely have more resources than Tyre does, and therefore I think there is no need to hurry. Okay, Moab is once again just spreading out a little more, and trying to get here now Medeba. So we got 4 units here, 4 6-siders. That was a very wonderful roll, actually. That's definitely enough to bring the city down. And the city doesn't even do a damage. So yeah, this city is now under control of Moab. Very good. So I think in there, well, given the options they have, I think they're doing fine. I mean, of course, they could have tried a massive attack against Edom, but I think that doesn't make a lot of sense. I think it's better to first grab a little more resources, build up a little better army, and then do an attack either against Edom or Ammon. So it's Tyre now, and well, what are they going to do? Interesting question. I think they will move these forces. Sadly, that is not a port. So they will move these forces from the port up here to Tyre, and they will move with these forces up here. And then they might risk an attack here on this army. I mean, sooner or later, they can only hope for a similar effect as we've seen in David's army, that the continuous fighting simply weakens armies in a pretty bad way. So let's see now. On the other hand, I don't know, I got this ambush marker here. Maybe that makes more sense. So I think I'm going to move back here and kind of provoke an attack on my force so that I can use the ambush marker here. So that was then the end of this second action phase, and then we're actually going to see the next action phase. First again it's Judah, and they can now use the Egypt units. So they're going to enter these spaces here, leave a militia here, and then yeah, okay, that's fine for now. They lose a control marker and they can control this Egypt unit for one more turn. But then it might actually make sense to move with this chariot in here, because we will see a harvest action before the next action phase. So I think I wanna take from the Philistines these 2 grain here. Okay. Now what do I want to do? Hard to tell. It really is hard to tell. I think I want to get this area here back. What about these suckers? They can simply move back then and try to grab Gaza. Still, I think this is the more important area, so I'm going to move up again. Do an attack against these forces. I could leave some pieces here, but then there is the risk that I lose. Well, if I divide my forces now, hard to tell. How good are these guys? Well, they are in a pretty good shape. Not too. No, absolutely not. Actually, I think I want to leave them together. So I'm going to make an attack here on Ashkelon, on these 2, on this single Philistine unit here. Okay, so there is. Let's see. Should be not much doubt that I can kill these guys. Got 4 8-siders. Okay, that's a 9, a 15, 21. That's definitely enough to kill these guys. And then the unit can fight back, and a 6 damage. But 6 damage is not enough. But they can add their 2 combat value, so that means they do actually 1 hit to one of my units. That was extremely unlucky, but there was another one. So anyway, it's not looking. Judah has a lot of bad luck here, and then they got to take back that city. I shouldn't forget about this. So I got to pay another resource. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units here. Now let's see. Okay, that's definitely enough to destroy the single fortification point. But that's also enough to destroy another one of my units. This is unbelievable. Okay. Or not destroy it, but at least to destroy a step of my unit. Okay. Okay, actually I should have done the complete movement phase before I did that battle. Was a little too fast here. Still, I want to attack Bet Horon with the force of Abisha. So we got these 3 guys here. That's 3 6-siders. Should not be such a big deal. That's not enough to do it. That's just a 9. City can fire it back, and they managed to kill a unit. Wow, man, these guys are really unlucky. Well, let's flip. Ah, shit. Yeah, okay, so 1 unit is gone. And now they definitely will destroy the city with the next attack, but the city can fight back again and destroys another unit. Wow, that was painful. Unbelievable. Judah is extremely unlucky here in this game until now. Basically, they got only 1 of their 3 armies left now. Okay, I mean, they captured quite a bit of ground, but this is not what they hoped for. There is no doubt about that. Okay. Okay, so now it's the Philistines, and I think what they want to do is they want to regain control over Gaza, and then they're going to attack this army here. They might have a chance to kill a few leaders here if they're lucky. So they are attacking Beth Horon. And yeah, let's see what happens. We got to pay 2 resources here. So let's start the siege on Gaza with 3 dice here. That wasn't good enough. That's just an 8. Gaza fights back with a 10, which absolutely sucks. So we lose a unit here, and we have to take 4 additional hits. So we'll probably take... Well, we might even consider retreating in this case. Could be a better idea. It's a valuable city, though. Hard to tell. Really hard to tell. I think I want to take that city. So I'm going to roll again, and obviously I can make it with 2 dice. Let's see what Gaza does. Yeah, sadly that's just enough to destroy another of my units. But okay, I think... It was unlucky, but I think I had to do that. Okay, so now we managed to capture this city here, and let's see if we can conquer Beth Horon. Okay, so we got 4 6-siders here. That was pretty good. That's an 11, 15, and then we can add 7, so that's 22. That's absolutely enough to kill that single unit. The unit can only roll a single die. That's not enough to destroy any of mine. So the unit is killed. And now we're going to see what happens to the leaders. So let's roll first for Abisha. He's fine. And the other guy, Amasa, he's also fine. Okay, so they're now all here on that stack. And we have to capture the city. I find that a little strange that you... Especially that you have to attack your own city after it is just was captured in this single turn. Okay, you could imagine these turns are 4-year turns, so maybe the other guys had the time to prepare some defense forces or whatever. Anyway, let's do the attack here. And that sucked. That wasn't good enough. Just a 9. And that was good enough to destroy one of my guys, and 3 more points are remaining. So then the city can roll again. And yeah, that's the other guy. But I managed to kill it, that's for sure. We didn't have to roll for the second attack here. So I get this city now. And fine. So I was a little unlucky with my siege rolls here during this turn with the Philistines. But anyway, overall I guess the situation is not that bad, and we will now have time to build additional forces pretty soon. Okay, it's now Aramea's action, and they will now do their attack here against Tyre. They moved these guys, and they moved these units here against Mahanaim. So let's do this little siege battle first. Shouldn't be too important. That's enough to destroy the walls. City fights back and does no damage. So therefore, this city is now under control of Aramea. Okay, and we place one of these little control markers there. Now we see this big battle over here. It's not that big, but quite a bit. And Tyre has now this ambush marker. The Arameans didn't know that. So Tyre can now roll first and apply the result first before the Arameans can fight back. That's a pretty tough situation here. So we got a 10-sider and 3 8-siders for Tyre. Well, that's an 8, 16, 19, and a 4, so that's 23, 26. Well, that's 29 points. That's quite a bit. So they take, that's 16, okay, and then they start losing units. That's 24, and then there are 5 points left. Okay. Now the Arameans can fight back. What about this guy? No, they can actually flip this guy. I didn't do that. Okay, so we can do it like this, I think. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 8-siders now. Okay, now that's a 10, a 19, and a 27, 30, 1, 2, 3, 39. That's a lot. So let's see. Well, let's start here. We got a 10 and 18. So that's 34 then. That means that there are also 5 points left here. Okay, well, let's continue the attack now, and yeah, we'll see. So, again, the Arameans attack. That was a very good roll. 21, 29, 32, 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basically. 48. That's a lot. That is a lot. It's probably going to be enough to kill the others. The others can fight back with a 10-sider and 3 8-siders. Okay, so that's a 10, 17, 21, 26, 30, 32. Well, that's not bad either. 32, that means they lose 4 units. That's massive. They lose 4 of their chariots. So this army is nearly destroyed now. But with 48, that's 10, yeah, of course, this army is also gone. But still, I think Tyre can be pretty happy with the result here. Okay, cool. Okay, and now at the end of the action phase, we've seen Moab spread out a little more. And Tyre, well, they basically moved up here, or they move up here, reconquer this area, and also moved here, and got this small piece of land up there. Okay, so that's the end of this action phase. And now we see a build phase. What happens in the build phase? Well, basically, first of all, the build phase also goes just in the initiative order. First of all, Judah has to pay maintenance for their units. And here we have the maintenance cost. So as you can see here, for chariot, 2 food, 2 resources, a phalanx, 2 food, 1 resource, infantry, 1 food, 1 resource, and militia, 1 food and no resources. If you cannot pay maintenance cost for unit, this unit loses a step. And if it only has 1 step, the unit is lost completely. Afterward, if you got some money left or food and resources left, you can build units. You can see here the cost. Chariot, food 2, resources 4. Phalanx, food 1, resources 4. Infantry, food 1, resources 3. Militia, food 1, resources 2. You can also improve a fortification level up to 4. But only once per building phase, if I'm not mistaken here. And that means you got to pay 10 resources per fortification. You can always kind of trade. You can pay 3 resources to gain 1 food, or the other way around. But overall, you can see these units, especially the good ones, they are pretty expensive. phalanx and the chariots. This is not easy to get. So we see now how, for example, Judah is doing. If they can maintain all their units, I think they will, but then there is nothing left to build. I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, now as expected, Judah wasn't able to build any new units. It's important to know, if you build new units, you have to place them in your hometowns or in adjacent areas in your home country. So Judah could not produce units, for example, here in Ashkelon. They always have to move from your homeland to the front first. And another important point is, these cost here to build a unit is per step. So if you build a unit here, the units come in as a single step first, and if you want to improve that unit, you have to pay the same amount of money to get the second step. So units are really expensive. You could also improve the units that have taken hits in battle and are at one step, and there it doesn't matter where they are. If you pay the cost, you can simply flip them back to their full side, and then they are at full strength again, even if they are somewhere at the front. Okay, so the Philistines, they built some units here, and also two here. And now let's see what the other guys can do. Okay, so we're done with the build phase. Moab was just able to maintain its units. Aramea had similar problems, but also they made it. Tyre was able to build a new unit, or some new units. Here, these 4 of these one-step phalanxes. But pretty much everyone is now really low on food and resources, obviously. Okay. So that's the end of that phase. And this is one of these things, if you play it solitaire, it takes quite a while, because you got to do these calculations for every single player. If you play it multiplayer, it goes really fast. The only thing that takes longer are the action phases. The rest doesn't take that long. Now we come to the harvest phase here. That's the next step we can do. And that's pretty simple. Each player simply gains the food that the land he controls gives him. But the Philistine player plays the decrease harvest against Judah, so that means now each space gives 1 less food, and that really sucks for the Philistines, for Judah, extremely. That's a very, very bad event in this situation here. Okay, so just to show you about what relation we're talking here, how, for example, Judah has a total of 14 food in their homeland. So they expanded quite a bit now, which gives them about, I don't know, maybe at the moment 25, although they had now this reduce of, reduced food, which gave them quite some problems. Aramea, though, they have a total of 40 food. So that is just amazing, and they are by far the ones that gain the most resources. So the longer the game goes, the more powerful they will get usually. And because Judah didn't really manage to do a heavy first strike, I don't see already... I see already a lot of problems showing up for them, and I see the advantage more going to the other players, especially to Aramea. Tyre is also doing well. Let's do now another action here, and afterward I'm going to load this up. Okay, so what we see first here, this Egypt guy is attacking here the Philistines. So let's see. Attacks with a 10-sider. That's a 9. That is enough to destroy a unit, or at least weaken one. And the other guys have 3 8-siders. Shouldn't be too hard to kill the unit, or at least bring it down. Well, that's interesting. So we have a 14. That means the unit is still alive. Took 4 hits, and okay. So no, it's actually like that. Okay, fine. So we go on with the battle here. Another attack. That's a 4 this time. So these are overall then 5 damage points. That is not enough to do a significant damage. And oh, actually I forgot to add these strength points here. So it might have been enough. 5. No, it's not quite. It's only at 9. So, okay, but now in the next roll, they only need 1 additional point. So they now managed to kill the Egyptian unit. Still, it took a little harm. To these units here. And now Judah might actually move down with a small force here. Try to attack Gaza, although I'm not sure actually. It's a tough decision. Okay, I think I don't want to do this. I'm going to stay here in this area, try to defeat these two, to defend these 2 cities, and yeah, I don't know what else to do. Judah is in trouble. Now these 2 Egyptian units, they now move away. And next are the Philistines, and they will now attack Judah. Okay. So the Philistines attack. They have 4 8-siders. That's not bad. Well, yeah, it's actually pretty good. That's a 19 plus 7, 26. Okay, there we go. Judah has 6 8-siders. Okay, that's also very good. That's a 24, 30, 34. Okay, let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So that's a 42. Okay. Now that means that these guys are all gone here. That's for sure. And the others lose 26 now. Let's see, that's It's also pretty painful. That's 3 units are gone here. No, actually 8. Holy moly. Yeah, 3 units are gone. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's all that's left of Judah now. That's not good. And by the way, I think I should have done that before, but I'm going to move these guys back here to Balath. Do I? I'm not even sure if I really want to do that. I'm going to stay there. Okay, now it's the Arameans. Okay, we see a battle up here. The Arameans attack Tyre. These are all weak militia units, so I think the Arameans might have a good chance here. Gotta subtract a resource point for that. And then let's do the battle. So we see 3 8-siders. Wow! Holy shit! That's horrible. Let's see if we got something. I might have... No. Wow. There is an event which allows it to reroll dice, but that's not... I don't have that right now. So that... Oh my goodness. So that's a 3, 5, 8, 10. That just sucks. Okay. The others can roll 4 6-siders. That's a 13. Plus 5 is an 18. So that means basically I'm going to take 2 hits here. I might even do it like this. And like that. So I take 2 hits. 2 are left. And the others take only a single hit. And 4 are left. Well, I might retreat, but I can't. Because there's a stacking limit here. I could retreat 2 units. Well, I could retreat in here. Yeah, maybe I should consider doing this. But then there is this force here, which might be able to attack me then. I think I'm going to go on with that battle. Wow, okay, now that's the other extreme. We got a 16, 23. So that's 26, 27, 28. Come on. There we go. Okay. And Tyre. That's again 4 dice. That wasn't that great. That's an 11. 12, 13, 14, 15. So that means I take a hit. I take 17 hits overall now. So I lose a unit. I think I will give away the chariot. There is 1 hit left then. And Tyre takes overall 28 plus these 4. That's 32. Now that's quite a bit. Let's see, they take, well, 1 damage, that's 6, that's 12, that's 18, and there they go. So in the end, after that very bad start, the Arameans kind of did it. They managed to grab this area here. Okay, Tire didn't do any attacks, so yeah, we're basically done with this action phase. Now what we do is we flip these to see what the next 6 phases bring. So we see a resource phase here. That's basically the same as a harvest phase, just that everyone gets resources. And we see another action phase, an event that allows everyone to draw an event marker, another action phase, a build phase, and another event phase. So the interesting point is that, well, I think it's okay. Yeah, nothing too interesting going on here, actually. Okay, so the following videos, I'm not going to do everything in such detail. That would take far too long. I just wanted to give you this kind of introduction here. And also in the following videos, there will not be that much action because everyone starts with pretty big armies. And you can see now that many of these big armies have shrinked quite a bit. And therefore, we won't see these massive actions anymore. But still, up there, there's still a lot going on, so let's wait. Okay, hope to see you on the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.